So I'm going to open up the audio channels here and remove the title slide, thus revealing our faces, though I can see they're in the wrong places. So give me just a moment to adjust that.
It happens.
Close enough. And alright, looks good. Alright. So, pre-show starting up here for a little bit. This is the live feature rant pre-show. We're going to just roll for a few here before we actually get started.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you guys on hold for a minute. I'm gonna go grab a beverage and get myself ready, and then we can rock and roll.
Sure, go for it.
All right. So you're all set with me, though, right?
Yeah, we're all set.
Alrighty.
We're good. Alright. So, this being the pre-show, we're just kind of giving everyone a chance to come in here and all that fun stuff. Alright. And there's the hat. I hope that wasn't too loud. I guess it might have been kind of ear-shattering. I hope it wasn't. The hat. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody enjoying combat this week? You folks in chat, why don't you talk about it for a little bit, because we're going to have plenty of time to talk about it on the show. Or any other interesting stuff you folks have been up to. You too, Kodi. Anything interesting on your end?
That happened today. I saw this massive spider in my house that was like at least the size of a silver dollar. But that was about it.
Nice.
I killed him. He was so big that I didn't want to hit him with like a newspaper. I actually got the spider spray. Used
Oh,
that.
I gotcha.
I was a chicken. But he's huge.
Gotcha. Well, at least it's better than like doing something stupid like trying to light it on fire with WD-40 and a lighter and then lighting your whole place on fire.
Yeah, that would be pretty stupid.
Yeah. So at least you
But
handled
I'm
it.
sure
in
people have done it.
some
Well,
sort.
luckily I had the spray. Normally I'm not the kind of guy who has bug spray. I just hit the bug or whatever. But I had a whole wasp issue in my backyard where there was just like a swarm of these wasps, and they're so aggressive. Like if I open up my back door, they would just swarm around and be like, they wouldn't let me pass. So I had to get like the foam spray. It goes like 20 feet, and then I got the other
Damn.
stuff.
20 feet? That's good. Pretty long range. It's like silly string.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to get close to like the wasp's nest.
Nope.
They'll come after you.
Yep. They are a vengeful creature.
Yeah, they're really mean and ferocious. So. Yep. I'm just starting up a thread right now in the PvP section of Landmark, and I'm going to post that link. And it's for people to post your PvP channels,
Good
as
idea.
Dave G suggested.
I should probably start a channel for Combat Daily. It is a show that happens every day.
Yeah, I think there's Friday. What was the Friday night one?
FNFC, Friday Night Fight Club.
And are there any others that you or anyone else can think of that I
Well,
can put on this list?
there was /PvP and /International were the two they mentioned.
Okay. That's right. International. All right, and then I know FNFC, that's Viz Gaming's.
Yeah.
And then Daddio has his.
I don't know if
Tuesday
it's Viz Gaming or if it's the Chosen Guild in particular.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So that's Chosen Guild, and then Daddio's is the Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, or 9 o'clock.
The
Pacific.
Celebrity Fight Club or whatever.
Yep. But I don't think that has a channel yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he uses voice comms for that. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, FNFC was a lot of fun serials. So did anybody play any games other than Landmark that were interesting this week? I played quite a few.
Oh yeah, what games did you play, Neuro?
Well, with the Who's Gaming Now stuff, I can actually bring up the list. Let's see. I'll have to log out of my email. That'll take just a moment. I think, other than Dungeon Mans, which is one of my favorite games that I'd already played before, it's a rogue style game that is just really well done by somebody who's a pretty awesome designer. Let's see. I keep a spreadsheet of all the games that I've played. So we saw Insanity's Blade, fun game. Retro style, retro difficulty kind of platformer. I think like a Sega Genesis sort of game. Shadowgate is being remade once again. The Atari game, the NES game, I think there's an N64 version, and this is going to be the beginning of a kind of the launching point for the Shadowgate franchise, and then they'll get to some of the other games that the team's worked on, like Uninvited and Deja Vu. So I actually had one of the developers, the lead, I believe was the lead game designer, Carl. I can't remember how to pronounce his last name. I think Rolifs. He came on the show, and that was pretty awesome. Played some games from this company, Tiny Build. One was No Time to Explain, which is pretty hilarious. One of them is called Not the Robots, where it's a procedural stealth game where you're just running around eating furniture, trying to evade various different security devices. And a game called Speedrunners, which is probably going to be pretty famous pretty quickly because of the layout of it, so I don't need to talk about that too much. Monday I played a bunch of different games from Nico Entertainment. Pretty decent gameplay, but they've got some weird, like, douchey broiness going on there, so oh well.
With the community or with
No,
the actual style?
the developers and the type of content they put in their games.
What game are we talking about?
Games from the company Nico Entertainment, and then they had this other game. I don't know if it was. I think it was from them. It was called Gauge, and it's basically all you're doing is managing this bar with the space bar, holding it down to make it expand and releasing to make it collapse in. And they call it a minimalist esport game. We couldn't tolerate that for an entire hour.
No, that's very minimalist.
Yeah.
I could come up with my own game on my keyboard where I just, do a pattern or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think two other gems I would say from actually three. I had a great setup yesterday. Vertical Drop Heroes HD. I don't know if it's still on sale, but it was. We were promoting it because it was on sale yesterday on the Humble Bundle. It is a lot of fun. It's pretty much you're constantly dropping down, trying to fight things and make your way through, defeat the Guardian at the bottom. You unlock new abilities that your next characters can start with. So it's got that kind of Rogue Legacy style progression to it. It's really a lot of fun. I like it a lot. Storm, it's a kind of an interesting indie puzzle game. It's you're basically using lightning, rain, and wind to move seeds around to grow more trees around the area. So very, very interesting concept for a puzzle game. And then this other game called Unrest, which is an interesting story-driven political game. It doesn't necessarily seem like there's winning or losing so much as the consequences of the actions that you take while you're playing the different diplomats and characters throughout the game. So, all in all, I played a whole lot of awesome games, but none of them excite me nearly as much as Landmark, not by a long shot.
I just thinking about it, I have been playing a lot of Company of Heroes 2, and that's a RTS set in World War II, and it's a load of fun. And If you like RTSs, I was playing with a guy today who used to play Command and Conquer Generals, and we were having a blast playing versus each other. And it's got that real old time competitive, kind of. It's got you got the infantry, you got the tanks, and then you got the artillery. So it's got that, paper rock scissors kind of format, but it's very balanced, very competitive. So it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't been as much of an RTS person for a while, but might be worth checking out.
Yeah, it's like a AAA type game. The graphics are spectacular. So
Anyone got their eye on the new Gauntlet that's coming out later this month?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be jumping on that.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some sort of a promotional deal, so we'll be able to do a demo and giveaway show at some point for it.
Mm.
And if I do,
That's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. I'm like, maybe I should see if I could try and win one. That would be a help. If but it is also only $20, so it's not a killer, but it is a. Do I want to spend that $20 on the game this month?
All right. So they wrapped up early, so I mean that means we can
Yep.
start early if you guys are all set.
Hey, I want you to do me how taxed is your system right now? Or you still got headroom?
I've still got some room. I'm running 30 FPS right now, so it isn't chugging in any way. But what's up?
All right, would you be willing to try an experiment with me? I want you to go download Manicam right now.
Manicam or
Yep.
Minicam?
Mani, MANYCAM. And what I'm going to ask you to do is I want you to do a screen grab of the OBS preview screen, and then you're going to go into Skype, and you're going to change the camera output to that, and then we'll be able to see you back.
But I like looking at this. That's what we see.
I know. It's But what's going to happen is, you're going to fire up Manicam, and it's probably going to say, "Oh, camera's being used by something else," because the first window there is going to try and be your default camera. Just go up into the upper right-hand corner and go to Screen Grab or Window Grab, and then it should give you give you options to go do a grab of just like the preview window on OBS. And then you send that back to us on Skype. And suddenly you're sending video back. So how's the chat room tonight? So everybody having fun with PvP? It certainly looks like everybody's enjoying themselves. So I got in
I
game,
didn't see any
did some crafting.
ragers, so that's good in the
Yeah,
chat.
there's some. No. There looks like there's some grumbling in the forums, but I was surprised. I'll save it for the show. But there's a little bit of grousing in the forums in general of PvP in the game. But I mean, they knew it was coming, so I don't know what they're really fussing about.
That's hilarious that people are complaining about PvP.
Yeah,
We've been complaining
and then
that we
there
didn't
was-
have PvP for the longest time.
And then there's another, then some people are complaining about the first-person shooter style mechanics. They're claiming it's a MOBA. It certainly reminds me of the Secret World. It reminds me of Smite. I mean, it's an interface a lot of games are using. They introduced it with "Get your drinks ready, Star Wars Galaxies." They tried to anyway. That Twitch aim-based combat, was what all of that whole combat, the new game experience was about, going from tab targeting type mechanic to now you gotta aim. Talk about pissing off your player base. You do that 2.5 years into a game, and you're like, what? But
Hey, here at least we're starting with it. So that's different.
exactly, and it's a very popular mechanic with a wide
They
base
certainly
of
wanted
players.
us to have it.
I gotta go
They
get some
forced it on
tequila.
us.
I'll be back. I'm out
No
of
problem.
scotch.
Oh no.
Through all that pain and frustration that they got in Star Wars Galaxies with people complaining, I'm surprised that they went with such a similar system than that they originally intended.
I was surprised. I really wish I was able to go to SOE Live this year. I know that Locke asked them on the live stream about balance and you know again from experience they did a very similar mix and match play what you want here within the confines of the skill point system. It really was whack-a-mole from a development. Every month it was chasing down flavor of the month. Oh shit, we didn't realize they were going to stack that obscure skill with that obscure skill, and suddenly it's really making them uber powerful. Shit, all right, whack-a-mole. Oh, now over here we fixed this, but now this is out of whack. And it was just a constant, you know, balancing act, and they were never happy with it, which is why they claimed they were like, no, we're going to make it 9 or 10, whatever it was, iconic professions. From a balance standpoint, it makes their life a lot easier when they know what caps are across the board, and that's what they did. They unified the whole thing across giving everybody very similar armor values and skill, blah blah blah. So it did make it easier for them in the long run, especially when making like their end game content. When they knew this was the max range, and if you were in this power band, you should be able to do X, Y, and Z. If you're thinking outside the box, you should be able to solve this. Blah blah. By the time I got involved with playing heroics, people had mastered them. There were speed runs on a good day. In 3 hours, that's how you played for the night or the day. Was I get in just in time when my friends would be building the group, and if I was lucky, I could play my Jedi, and if I was unlucky and they were short a medic, it was always get Adam to play as medic. That was always.
Was that a combat medic?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It was. Well, he was a full support healing medic. The way I had him spec'd, he was very much spec'd for playing support in endgame and heroics. Like I had alts for years, and I would always have access to an entertainer alt and a crafter alt. But Adam always kind of flittered with, what am I going to do with them? I'm not really sure. And then eventually, when I got involved in the heroics, I was bored enough that I was like, well, it might be useful to have a medic around, and I have enough people around me that I can, as soon as I hit cap, I have a full set of fully geared out perfect armor, and here's all the skills things you need to add, and all right, come on, we're gonna and ironically, the day I got all my gear together, the group one, I ran with two groups, one that was very casual and noob friendly and just in it for fun, and we had fun days, and no matter what we always had fun, but we didn't always finish depending on who we had brought with us. We'd take anybody, as long as they listened to direction. The other group was super hardcore, and you had to kind of like, don't be a dumbass. You have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think those two group types automatically are in every MMO, and we had the people searching for Krite dragons, and those would be kind of the more working together group. They would go out and
Yeah,
hunt and like do a scout, and then you had just the hardcore people who went. It was kind of like a chest hunt in Landmark, where when you found one of those Krite dragons, because they would just wander around the zone, it was really interesting. Once you did find them, everyone would come together, try to kill them, and get those items to craft the lightsabers from those
yeah,
Krite dragons.
well,
So it was really kind of that merging of the two different play styles. You have the crafter types, and then you have the warriors.
yeah.
I hope Landmark does that,
That's what
especially
I'm
with
hoping
finding
too.
those mobs and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for as well, is that like I keep beating this drum, but like I said, that's why I think that like no one's touched upon this idea of the social class yet. So it's something I think the game would definitely benefit from above and beyond. Like I said, it brings a whole new kind of player to the game that the kind of people that invest for years and years and years, and it's an aspect I'm hoping that, or at least they give us the tool set to do those kinds of crazy things. Put on that kind of environment, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm rambling. We should save things for the show. I
Yeah,
can't tell.
and
Is Wilma back?
Mountain Man's mentioning some of the UI issues that he has with
Oh
the E and
yeah,
the F
yeah, definitely.
icons. So and they mentioned that they're going to do an overhaul of the UI at SOE
Oh my
Live. So
God,
that
look at this. Oh
it's
my God, look at
neuro.
that. Yes, it's working. Now, somewhere in the options, you can turn off the mannycam.com logo. I'm not sure where, though. I want to say it's under tools because I don't have it running right now. But it's in there somewhere if you want. It's like a checkbox. Unless you don't mind it's there, but you may want to turn that off. Oh wait, you know what? It doesn't matter. They're not seeing that. Only we're seeing that. So don't even fret that.
Yeah. Oh, I
It's no
see.
big deal. I'm not. I just realized that they're not seeing that. I'm not
Yeah.
going to sweat it.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
job.
All
Got
right.
that set up quick.
Nice. So at least now we can see him and we know what's going on. And awesome. Look at that. And now you've accomplished what I've not seen any other podcaster accomplish besides me and Twit.tv.
Well then.
There you go.
Good
Congratulations.
stuff.
Bravo. So I think we're strapped in. We're pretty much ready to go.
Good deal. Good deal. All right then. Well,
In case you're curious, since the drink I'm always using is today, it will be the Star Trek Nero glass. So there you go. For
There
those of
you
you
go.
keeping
And
tabs.
Pewing in chat says missed the entire Landmark Live. So we're going to be going over all the show notes and everything. So just hang out, and you should know all the information that you need to know by the end of the show.
sorry. How
Yes.
did you
It's-
pronounce Pie Wing?
Pie Wing. Did I say Pewing?
Yeah. I thought you said
Sorry,
pewing.
Pie Wing. Pewing.
Spoiler! That's a new episode 7 fighter. Come on, man.
Okay,
Star
so
Wars hype.
funny things from Dave. First of all, when they came back from the break, he made a really funny rewind sound. Second, he came up with what sounds like is an ability that he wants to have in the game, Sunburn of the Soul. And then another one from Landmark Live today, PV Penis. Now, I know it sounds like he says PV Penis.
Well, that's why he said it that way. It's a running joke amongst
Yes.
gamers. It's an old joke. There's a female streamer that she was the first time I heard it, and I was like, "What did you just call it?" She called PV Penis, and I was like, "Oh, isn't that just silly?" And then I was like, "Really, Dave? Really? Come on." Well, you know what? It's not the first time Dave has taken us down the road of innuendo before. This is now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, he's filling in for Omid, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Someone has to. Someone has to do it.
Exactly.
That that vacuum that Omid created.
The void of the couch. Yep.
Yep.
So, Landmark Live. We have a lot to talk about with that. Just kind of going over what they were talking about. But we will first start with the actual formal show introduction.
Yeah, why don't we get it going here?
Yep. All right. Hello, everyone.